Hello and good day to you. I'm Corky Alexander, and I've been doing a kind of a rant on Facebook about contemporary musicians not really knowing how to do alternate bass rhythm parts. Um, I did a video which has had several thousand views, and it was on the Johnny Cash walk-ups. And that is the heart of that alternating bass, like that. And that particular example, I Walk the Line, is an example of an open position where you're playing the very basic chords, right? What I want to show you and the way this works in rhythm, especially as it relates to chopping or chops. Some people, I've seen it in books referred to as comping, which is probably comes from the word accompaniment. It's some kind of word about rhythm, but I'm more familiar with the doing of it than I am titles and terminology. But there was a guy in one of my churches in Athens, Tennessee. I was there from 95 to 2001. And I had the opportunity, it was a large church that I was serving, and I had the opportunity to play with a number of musicians there. And I even filled in on drums and bass and have an organ at different times, just depending on who was gone and where I was needed. But there was a guy that played in the early service. He was an older man by the name of Albert Coleman. Albert's brother Cecil was a real Chet Atkins type picker. As a matter of fact, Cecil and Albert, Cecil's son Gary, and I went to the Chet Atkins convention one year, the Appreciation Society. And so we were good buddies, still are. Cecil and Albert now gone on, passed away, but I still keep up with Gary. Gary was the bass player, and then Cecil would be on a Gretsch, Chet Atkins, as I recall, in Nashville, I believe, doing a lot of Chet type picking in the music, in the worship music. And then Albert was an acoustic rhythm player. So Albert's who I'm focusing on today because I watched him do these, I think they're like Western swing type rhythms. And what I'm doing there is, this is like a C7 form. You know how you play C7 down there? But that thing can be slid up. And so this is a D7, probably a D7. Now to a bar. Now if you notice the way I'm doing this, I'm chopping. So like I don't know, it's a sixth, but it's also got the seventh. I've heard this chord used, or this form used in Western swing. There's a ninth. And the idea is you're going to learn to keep a rhythm. When the Beatles first started playing in the Quarrymen, they were asked sometime why they didn't have a drummer. And John told them the drums were in the guitar. And so in country music, sometimes the drums are played like this. Sometimes I do a little thing like that where I walk it. Now this type of playing is mostly done with closed position. I'm doing alternating bass, using ninth. I'm in C there, okay? Also, I've heard Albert do some other things on this too. Let's say we're in A, okay? Just get that thing walking. And sometimes he would grab this diminished, like this. Before you get to your ninth. The first time I heard the Beatles use this kind of rhythm guitar, chopping like that, was in Yellow Submarine, All Together Now. All together now, oh, all together now, all together now, all together, everybody, all together now. And so you hear this a lot in Western swing, country, and Albert was a pro of this type of rhythm playing. So I learned to do that and make that thing walk. Use the alternating bass. Sometimes it's up on the 5. So you have these different forms like your bar chord. And the way I damp is either by laying my hand on the strings or by just picking up, letting up. So let that thing go dead. Because during the 50s and 60s, all your hit songs, had chops. Like that. Or maybe and then there would be that chopping. Anyway, you do that as exercise. I used to sit and watch TV and do that. Make that thing a machine. Maybe walk it. And you're not doing like full out strumming. You're really getting a tight. You got to use a fairly thick pick. I'm just using a medium pick right now. But we need more of that, especially if you're going to play old-time music. You got to be able to do that. Okay, hope that's helpful. 9 minutes. Have a good one.